Hello! Hey guys, it's Tuesday and this is Cool Tool Tuesday. Hello! A question we get asked at Timbecon every day is, which glue should I use for my project? Now, today we're going to be doing a bit of a run through of the Titebond glues. Now, we have touched on a few of these in the past, but this video is going to be talking about the original, which is Titebond 1, Titebond 2, which is premium, and Titebond 3, the ultimate woodworking glue. We're going to tell you which one to use when and why you should use them. Titebond are an American glue brand, have been going for ages. They make an incredibly good quality wood glue. If you're gluing wood to wood, then Titebond's really what you want to be using. If you have a very good clean join, when you use something like Titebond on it, it will actually glue so well that if you try and break that join apart, it can actually snap down the timber, follow the grain and break apart there rather than on your join. That's because it's a cross-linking glue, so it kind of soaks into both of the wood surfaces, and then when that binds, it binds very, very strongly. That means if you're gluing something to, say, melamine or a non-porous surface, then this is not the glue to use. But if you're doing wood on wood or wood onto a porous surface, then without a doubt, Titebond is a really good place to go. All of these three Titebonds are all a water-based glue, which means before the glue's set, you'll be able to clean it up with just regular water and an old offcut or a rag. It cleans up very easily. When it dries, it's easy to sand, so it's not a problem to get rid of any excess glue or anything once you've been gluing up, but because it is a water cleanup, all your paintbrushes, things like that, very easy to clean up afterwards. Titebond 1, the original wood glue from Titebond, is really made for indoor uses. All of these have a little bit of water resistance built into them, but this one is not made for anything that you know is going to be in a wet area or in contact with water. Titebond Original also has a very quick tack time, so you don't have to leave it in clamps as long as some other glues. It also has a quicker set time than the other Titebonds. So if you need something to dry quickly, or just doing little workshop glue ups, jig making, that kind of thing, Titebond Original is fantastic. If it's going to be an indoor piece, 100% indoors, then Titebond Original is a really good way to go. The only downside of that is it does have a quicker set time, so if it's a more complicated glue up where you're going to need a little bit more time to make sure everything's perfect before it sets, then you might be best off going for Titebond 2 or 3. But otherwise, it's a really good glue to have in the workshop. Titebond 2 and 3 are both water resistant. So this guy's water resistant, this one's waterproofed above the waterline, which means as long as it's not submerged underwater. So to do that, what they do with Titebond is there's a tiny little bit of elasticity in the glue when it hits water. So when your wood swells, with Titebond 1, your join would actually break, but with Titebond 2 and 3, the glue will actually move with the swelling timber and the contracting timber to make sure that your join doesn't break on you. Titebond 2 and 3 are also FDA approved in the States, so that's for non-direct contact with food. So things like chopping boards, knife handles, kitchen benches, anything like that. Titebond 2 or 3, once the glue's set, is safe to have around food. Whereas Titebond 1 is not FDA approved, so it's not suitable for use with food. Yum, yum, yum. Titebond 2 also has a much longer work time than Titebond 1. So if you're doing a more complicated glue up where you do need that extra bit of time, Titebond 2 is a pretty good option to go for there. Now, Titebond 2 is a good general purpose woodworking glue. It'll be good for both indoor and outdoor furniture. And the fact that it's FDA approved when it's dry means if you're gluing up things like chopping boards or things that'll be in the kitchen, Titebond 2 is a really good option. Last but definitely not least, we'll talk about Titebond 3, the ultimate wood glue. So this is waterproof above the waterline, like we discussed before. It also is really good in cold climates. So if you're in the middle of winter in an unheated shed or workshop, you will notice that glue takes a lot longer to set. This stuff will still set in a reasonable amount of time. It still is a longer time than the standard set time for both Titebond 1 and 2. So once again, if you're doing big complicated glue ups and you do need the time, you might need more time than what these guys give you. Titebond 3 will fix that one for you, give you that little bit of extra working time to make sure it's perfect. Titebond 3 also has exceptionally good strength to the join, and being waterproof. If you are doing outside furniture or things you know are going to get weathered hard, then Titebond 3 is probably the one you should go for. So to give you a quick kind of roundup of these glues, if you're going to be doing an inside piece of furniture that's not going to be in contact with food, then Titebond 1 is a very, very rigid setting, quick setting glue that's great for indoor applications. Titebond 2 Premium is a great all-round glue. It'll be good for indoor and outdoor applications and is FDA approved. You also have a longer glue up time than you have with Titebond 1. Titebond 3, you've got the longest glue up time out of any of the glues. It's waterproof above the waterline and it is FDA approved. It also does set better in cold climate situations. Yeah, thanks for watching today, guys. And if you want any more info on these glues or the rest of the stuff that Titebond do, click the link below and don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you next week.